So, obviously, a large part of what we do at Passion has to do with Passion conferences and always looking towards that. And so one of my main jobs is to be writing songs. And so I try to get up to Nashville a lot. And this happened to be last summer, 2022, I guess. And so I was taking a writing trip up to Nashville, and Andrew Holt and Austin Davis. Andrew and I had written together years earlier, and Austin and I had never written together. And so we were just at Austin's house in his little garage studio, and it's kind of one of those things where you get together with people, and a lot of times you'll say, hey, I come with this idea, and it may be like a chorus idea or a bridge idea or even just like a song title. And Andrew came with this idea of I've witnessed it, and as soon as he said it, I instantly connected with it. I think because of what I was walking through in my life last year, and a lot of I don't know, it snuck up on me how much I needed this song. It's not one of those songs that I spent months being like, oh man, this could be a good idea. It's one that just really fell into our laps, which is really beautiful just to realize. And it's just such a good reminder that, man, so many times we're just conduits. Like, God gives us the ideas, God gives us the lyrics, and we just get to become a conduit for us to sing those right back to Him. I sat down with this song at my piano in my house before we ever released it, and I just found myself just weeping because it's what I needed to remind myself of, in those moments. And I think those are we have some of those songs that we write that are just for us, but then there's a gift that God, would take it and use it in somebody else's life, and that's a gift to be able to be a part of that. So I do love the lyric in the chorus that says, I've got stories I'll live to tell. And as a songwriter, you kind of comb back through your lyrics before you release it and be like, is this the strongest line that can go in this particular spot? And I think at first that lyric felt a little weak to me. I was like, is that the strongest thing? Is that what we want to say in the chorus, And then the more that I thought about it, the more I thought about the beauty of story and how stories say something that could not be said otherwise. And just looking at the arc of the grand narrative that God is weaving from the beginning of time and through all eternity. I mean, you look at Scripture, it's just this one grand narrative. You look at Jesus, He used stories all throughout His ministry to help convey truth. And so to me, that line just began to mean a whole lot more when I understood the beauty of story and how personal it began to make the song for me, because it was like God is not just, He is just and He is on His throne, but He came down to earth to meet with me. He's a friend that sticks closer than a brother. And so I've got stories I'll live to tell became so personal. And then there's also this whole other aspect of that line for me that was, man, there are these situations and circumstances that either I've been through or people that I know have been through that we thought were going to take us out. And it's like, no, I will not, I will live and I will not die. I will live to tell this story. Like, I'm alive because God got me through. And so I have a story to tell because I'm alive. And, a lot of times we talk about scars and how we hate scars, but scars are signs that we're still alive, that we made it through. And so I think that line for me really, it's probably a favorite for sure. I have a friend who's been really just walking through an infertility journey and through an adoption journey, and she just sent me a text and said, hey, we're listening to this song as we're going to meet with our potential adoptive parents. This is our anthem. This is what we're reminding ourselves. And so those are the stories that's what you want. That's why we write songs, to help people be able to have hope and confidence in who God is in those moments, because they've seen God's goodness and they're still believing that they're going to see it again. The rescue that we're longing for, we think that is in the fulfillment of our desire. We think when I get the thing that I've wanted, that is my rescue. And I think as followers of Jesus, what we know and what we figure out is this: the rescue is knowing that Jesus is with us in our longing and He is with us in our hurting. And that is our rescue, that we have the presence of God. We have, like in the story of when Jesus goes to visit Mary and Martha when Lazarus has died, it says Jesus wept. He was with them in the middle of all of that grief. He knew he was going to raise Lazarus from the dead. He could have just gone, gone ahead and done it right then. But he just decided, no, I'm going to be with them in their pain and in their heartache and in their grief. And I think that's the rescue, is knowing that we have the presence of God with us for the rest of our lives and for all of eternity. And so I think being a witness, and I love this quote from Eugene Peterson, and if you've heard me talk about this song, you have heard me say this, but Eugene Peterson says that a witness is someone who's not at the center, but someone who points to or names what's at the center. And that, to me, is my job. That's what I'm here on earth to do, is to point to Jesus, because he's at the center. Like it says in Colossians, that in him and from him and through him are all things. And so what does that look like practically? That means loving my neighbor. That means being there for my people. It's not necessarily, yes, it is like preaching the gospel, but they're gonna believe me if I'm living that out. If somebody, has a need in their family and I can be there for them. If somebody just needs somebody to listen to them, it's just seeing a need and meeting a need, because I think that's what we saw Jesus do. So time and time again, he was there. He healed, he was there for his people, and he showed them that he was the way, the truth, and the life. I think at the root of the song, at the heart of the song, it's the faithfulness of God. It's that I've seen his goodness time and time again in my life, and I want to be the person who believes for it again. I want to be the person found believing when God comes through. And I think the other piece of this song that maybe we haven't touched on is that he's worthy of praise in every season. That's the end. That's what this chorus is saying. That's what this song is saying, is no matter what, in every season, he's worthy of praise. And so he's worthy of all of my life. He's worthy of all of my praise. And I want to offer him nothing less than all of me.